Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Breakpoint. This month there's been plenty of action taking place on and off of the court, with players gracing our shores from all over the world, as well as our current stock of players doing their best to make their mark in South African tennis. Some of the world's finest tennis talents participated in the David Samai Junior Open, an ITF Junior Grade 8 tournament at the Calvin Grove Sports Club in Cape Town in October. The ITF Junior Grade 8 tournaments are one notch below the Junior Grand Slams, the most prestigious events for juniors. There are only 6 ITF Junior Grade 8 tournaments every year, and together with the Junior Grand Slams, it is the traditional launchpad for the finest talents to go on and achieve success in the professional game. The David Samai Junior Open is named after South African tennis legend David Samai, who passed away in 2019.
First set, I wasn't serving great, and I felt like the wind played a big part in that. But now when the wind didn't blow that much, I kept my serve the whole time, I held my serve, so I feel like that played a big part. It's a really big opportunity for home players because you can play against overseas players. Where we usually don't get the opportunity to play against overseas players. So I feel like that helps and improves your game a lot because you can also practice with them in between matches and everything. So that's a huge benefit.
Lost the first set. I was up in that set, had my chances then. Then 5-4 down in the second, he was serving for the match. Rain delay happened. That actually worked out quite good for me. I ended up breaking back, winning the second set in the tiebreaker. From here, I think I'm going to go back home. I've got some exams to do. And then there's some futures in December at the end of the year, which I'll participate in.
15-year-old American Clovie Gunaway came in well prepared to challenge for the title. This year she played in 3 junior Grand Slams, namely the French Open, Wimbledon as well as the US Open. She hopes to make her Aussie Open debut next year. She was up against the 3rd-seeded Croatian Petra Marcinko in the final, who has also played 3 junior slams this year, and prior to coming out to South Africa, she played 3 tournaments in Tunisia.
Wow, the whole year I was struggling on these bigger tournaments, and now also GAs I was struggling, and now this whole tournament was amazing. I played really good. I gave my best tennis out there. It means so much. I couldn't believe it, I was like, oh my God, this is actually happening. I was shocked. I'm still shaking from it.
How are you going to celebrate?
I don't know. I'm gonna go home and get some pancakes. When I win tournaments, I go home and I get pancakes. That's my winner celebration.
Yeah, pancakes it is.
Yeah.
Congratulations here today.
Thank you so much.
Leo Borg, son of legend Bjorn Borg, the 11-time Grand Slam winner, also enjoyed a fair share of the spotlight with his father sitting side court. He progressed to the final where his opponent, Jakub Menšík from Czech Republic, played a tactical game to outshine the top-seeded Borg to earn a personal achievement to be 13th in the ITF World Junior Rankings.
I'm so happy that I can win this tournament because it's a big tournament in the juniors category. So I'm so happy, and I hope I will win the next tournament, and it's big success and big win today against Leo Borg. His name is Borg, He's a big legend, so it's amazing. And for next tournaments, I'm going to US. There is also category GA in the United States and in Mexico. So hope to play well here in this tournament, and it will be good for my way to the professional tennis. I want to play professional tennis on the highest level. So now the juniors tournament is preparation for the big tournaments in professional tennis.
I think it's good that the South African Tennis Federation push it, that they want tournaments like this. It's important for the South African players, both guys and girls, to have and to see other players coming from Europe or other parts of the world, to see the competition and to see what they need to practice, what they have to do to improve themselves. So these tournaments are very, very important for tennis in South Africa.
The Czech Republic duo had a successful tournament at the David Sumai Junior Open, the most prestigious achievement of their growing careers. Congratulations to all of the winners who had to contend with the unpredictable Cape Town weather over a week of hard work on the tennis courts. One of the highlights on the local juniors tennis calendar is the Growth Point Junior Masters, which was held at the Tux tennis courts at the University of Pretoria earlier in November. The prestigious junior tournament saw top 8 boys and 8 girls in each of the under 12, under 14, under 16 and under 18 age groups battle it out for the right to be crowned the 2021 Growth Point Junior Masters champions. This tournament also provides an opportunity for selectors to spot talent in the junior ranks for national teams.
The level of tennis that we're seeing here, it's very high, considering that it's all the top 8 players in their age groups, and they're really competing well, and it's actually good to see for us as the selectors, so that we know what players we're dealing with, having to do selections for the teams that will represent the country.
For the selectors, this is the perfect ground to sort of gauge who's doing well. They come here, they discuss players with each other, they've been following these players for the whole year, so this is the perfect opportunity to see, for next year, who's going to be our best players, who's going to be in national team. So this is a really big showcasing event for South Africa's talent.
We're going to select, after the Masters here, we're going to select a squad, a TSA age group high performance squad of 64 players. That will be 16 players per age group, so 8 boys, 8 girls under 12, under 14, 16 and 18. So we're selecting a squad of 64, which is very exciting, and we want to try and help those players, guide them, because most of the team selections will come out of that squad, and also help them and help work closer with the coaches as well, with the private coaches, because they all get private coaching, working closer with the coaches, good communication between TSA as a federation and the coaches, and just trying to help to select good teams, and get good results.
We're looking on if the players are improving, are they working on different skill sets, how are they competing on the court, do they have grit, do they have mental toughness, and if they are trying to develop an all-round game all the way up from the under 12s to the under 18s.
We're also looking at ambassadors for the country, players that can go out and represent the country and we be proud of.
The finals were a tough round for all of the players, as some struggled with playing at altitude. Some had challenges of being in the middle of exam season, yet they all pulled through and had great finals.
It's been a great experience. The conditions have been quite tough. I had to come up here a couple of days early to kind of acclimatise to the high altitude, because the ball's faster and stuff. It has been breezy throughout the tournament. But I'm glad I was able to pull through.
I played very well. I had very good results in nationals, and the tournament in Durban was very tough, but I also played very well there.
The weekend was very fun. It was a lot of matches, but I played good and I enjoyed it. And the finals was good. I played a very good match. I'm very proud of myself, and I played a really controlled match, and I'm very happy with my play.
Right now I have exams. Tomorrow I'm starting my first exam. I haven't started studying for that, so I'll first get through that, and then we'll look at the futures maybe in Potch on the next ones.
The best part about having this South African Masters is that the best players in the country get to compete against each other for this really intense tournament. So it's the best of the best, and everybody's trying to win it.
When you have the top players competing against each other, it raises the level of play for all of them.
To be honest with you, we are in a different continent, and we're competing against the world. And if you look at our situation, we've got our players that have to go to school and train after school, and then we're competing with the kids that are spending more time on court. When our kids are in school, they are on court. So it is a bit of a challenge. But within the coaching structures, I think we really have good coaches within the country that can really produce quality players.
In 2020, a lot of tournaments were cancelled. So coming to 2021, there's been this being back on the court, being back at regional tournaments, even international tournaments that we've held here. So looking forward to 2022, 2021 has been a great year for players to start playing and competing again. And I think next year is going to be even better.
Congratulations to all of the winners of this year's Growth Point Junior Masters. Hard work and dedication to your craft really pays off. We look forward to next year's competition where the level of play should be of a higher caliber. Time for us to take a quick ad break, but do stay tuned for more exciting tennis updates. Welcome back. You're still watching Breakpoint.
Hi guys, my name is Suzani Pretorius. I'm actually from the Free State, Bothaville. It's a very small town, but I train here in Potchefstroom.
The Growth Point Under-18 junior title holder Suzani Pretorius has been on fire on the court in 2021. The 17-year-old ranks number 3 on the Tennis SA Under-18 rankings and has proven that she is definitely one to keep an eye on for the future.
So my love for the game actually started with my brother. He begged my parents for a racket, and then one day they just gave in and said, okay, it's fine, we'll buy you a tennis racket. And then my brother started playing tennis, and I think, as you know, what you must do for your one child, you must do for your other one, I suppose, right? And my brother is the oldest. So my parents bought me a tennis racket, and then I will start playing with my brother. And I think that's where I fell in love with the game. My coach is Rian Venter. He's really an awesome coach, and I'm so thankful for him. He's so helpful and supportive, and I don't think there's one coach like him. And the training that we do here, it's very intense, but I think it's a very good thing. I mean, if you want to make it one day, the intensity needs to be very high at training,
I've been working with Suzani full-time from the beginning of the year. She's made tremendous progress this year. She actually came from a ranking of top 1,000 to breaking into the top 250 junior players in the world. She had an incredible year because of the hard work, the professionalism that she's showing, ambition to really become one of the world's best tennis players.
I only came to Rian in February, and then my ITF ranking were like 900, and now I'm 270. So I think the progress that we have made is awesome. I think that's all. As soon as you can see the progress, then it also motivates you to keep going.
Ranked number 288 on the ITF junior rankings, her coach has on a stringent training schedule to ensure that her ranking does improve as she grows in the game.
We spend around about 4 hours a day, 4.5 hours a day on court, working specifically technical, tactical. Then they spend another 2.5 hours a day on the conditioning of Suzani. We're very lucky with our facilities at the Northwest University. As you can see, we've got some of the top hard courts in the country. We've got 2 grass courts, and then we're also busy in the process of building 5 clay courts.
Basically, what we want here at the academy is we want to produce explosive athletes. Essentially, an explosive athlete is the person that can generate more force in less time. If you take a car, for example, both have the same top speed, but my car can accelerate to its top speed in 60 meters and your car only in 100 meters, my car is more explosive. So the same concept applies to athletes. We want the most explosive athletes.
I think the quality of intensity that we have here is very rare because you don't get much, how can I say it, people that actually have the will to compete and to make the people around them also better. So I think that's very a positive thing that we have in the academy is the intensity and the will to help others improve. I think, as you know, we have 2 futures coming now in December, the 6th of December. So I think that's our goal now is to work do that futures. And then obviously we want to try next year to go for junior Grand Slams. So yeah, that's my goal, to try and go to the Grand Slams next year.
When we look at the demands of the game, especially let's say a player has to move between the tram lines. If it is a wide ball, they have to be able to hit the ball back and immediately put themselves back into a playable position, whether that's in the center of the court or whether they have to chase the ball again cross court. So when chasing a ball outside the tram line, how quickly can you decelerate your body, change direction and set yourself up for the new ball? And this is basically what all the things that we are doing here is enabling the athletes to do.
Moving from being ranked under 1,000 on the ITF rankings to her personal best being 274, who better than Suzani to give the younger players who are looking up to her some advice on how to keep their mind going when the goals are in sight.
Just keep pushing through. It doesn't matter how hard it gets. You're gonna have a lot of ups and downs. You're gonna have success, and then you're gonna lose everything again. But just push through it. Just keep going, and don't ever let anyone tell you aren't good enough.
The potential she showed against some of the top junior players, top 10, she's had an incredible win against a number 9 junior player in the world, in the year. And the potential she's showing against those players, that she's there, and just with a little bit of experience, she can actually beat them on a regular basis. I think she can go all the way. I really do think that she's got a chance of becoming a professional player and making a living out of the sport.
Well done, Suzani, on a stellar year on the court. Good luck with the ITF futures as well as your future in tennis. Tennis South Africa hosted the 3rd edition of the Growth Point Top Guns National Club Tournament Finals in Sun City. The competitions is a doubles team format with 2 men and 2 women making up the team. The aim of the Growth Point Top Guns event, which offers over 200,000 rands in prize money, is to help grow the sport of tennis in all communities across the country through club tennis.
So each team started playing in the regionals, so they would play a regional event within their province, within the 14 Tennis South Africa provinces. So for example, there's teams from Gauteng North, Gauteng Central, from Eden, and then the teams that won in the ACE division of that event qualified to come and play the national final event, which is hosted here in Sun City. So basically, the clubs have a choice to select if they want to participate in the A division or a B division from the regional events. But it is only the A division winners who qualify to come for the national final event, which is the 14 Tennis South Africa regions or provinces. And then there is 2 wildcards that are awarded for teams that come from predominantly underserviced communities.
Absolutely, and that's what's so amazing about this tournament. It's club level, but you've got 17-year-olds, you've got people in their 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, across the board. You've got good, bad, some people that are obviously more competitive than others, but you've also got people here that are just glad to be here. They won their provincial, regional, and they're just super excited to be here, enjoy the weekend. And it's great just to see such a diverse kind of, in terms of age, and people here. It really shows.
The weekend was actually great. We learned a lot. There was some type of experience. It's a great opportunity because we were awarded a wild card to come play here, and there are very good people playing here, and we tried our best though.
It's always been good for tennis to be played at this level, and especially at club level, because that's where I learned my tennis, and I think it's good for our junior players also to be able to be part of club tennis. So in that regard, we really think this is important, for tennis, for the future of tennis in South Africa.
Yeah, well, I take it as a learning curve. Because as ke itse gore go na le batho ba bantsi ba tshamekang sentle and all that, so we're still learning, we're aspiring to be tennis players, and so ba re thusa re grow everything, because we see people and we were like, okay, I look up to that person, I look up to this person. Yeah, it's just so great.
The 14 regional winners and the 2 wildcard teams from underserved communities that progressed to the national finals battled it out in a thrilling 3-day tournament in Sun City. Camps Bay Tennis Club from Cape Town were crowned the 2021 champions after defeating the defending champions Marks Parks Tennis Club from Johannesburg to love.
This morning we came very confidently, but it was very tense, the atmosphere. We knew we had to push through and hard, and it was tough, but we really felt very positive and we're very happy with the result.
Oh, this is massive for the club. I mean, Camps Bay is a small club in the Western Cape. The money that we've won from this tournament would be great for the club. I'm sure they're going to use the money to sort of resurface the courts as well. And I'm sure everybody at the club is so happy that we won the tournament.
Final was hard, tough to lose, tough to come second, but proud of our club. Matches were really, really tight, but it's actually fantastic that this tournament is played at such a high level. Very proud to represent our club, and congratulations to Camps Bay. We didn't lose it, they won it, so happy with that.
Yeah, back to club. We've got club champs coming up in Jan, so we're going to train hard for that, and yeah, work harder for next year.
Absolutely essential. Club tennis is battling to survive. The involvement of Growth Point, they'll never understand how important it is. People, to aspire to come and play here. I played here a few years ago and I saw the level of 16 teams increase so much. So it's wonderful to see. Thank you for the sponsors. Thank you for Sun City. It's an absolute privilege as a club player for tennis to be here.
The future of tennis in the country is rising in leaps and bounds with more tournaments like the Growth Point Top Guns Club competition. Congratulations to Camps Bay Tennis Club on their 2nd Top Guns National Club Trophy.
My number 1 tip is keep it simple. It's not as difficult as it looks. Number 2 is keep moving. If you keep moving, it will be much easier to get to the ball. When you're in a static position, it gets much more difficult to get to the ball. My 3rd tip is prepare early. My 4th tip is always move through the ball. Always move forward. My 5th tip is finish the shot.
That brings us to the end of what has been an exciting episode of Breakpoint. Do join us on all our social media platforms and tell us about your personal tennis experience, and also keep us updated with the action of your favorite SA tennis stars on and off of the court. Share photos or videos of your tennis program with us using the hashtag #BreakpointShow, and also tag us on all social media platforms. On Twitter, we are @TennisSA, Facebook, it is Tennis South Africa, or Instagram @tennis_SA. Until next month, bye for now.